Slade Wilson is in the belly of the beast, surrounded by those who want him dead. Will he make it out alive, or can he even make it out with his sanity intact? Let's hop into Deathstroke issue number 36 and find out for ourselves, shall we? Alrighty then, so picking up from where the Deathstroke book left off a staggering 2 arcs ago before the series got lost on some weird Batman who is Damian's father tangent, Slade had got himself locked up in Arkham Asylum. You see, he was hearing voices. He thought it was his suit's AI program approximating his old butler and friend Wintergreen. Only he was quite shattered to discover that his suit had no AI program, so he really was just talking to himself all this time, or maybe he wasn't? You see, Wintergreen is still talking to him now, but a younger version of Wintergreen, and he says that he can get Deathstroke out of the asylum if he's willing to follow his every command. Now, while Slade's life falls to pieces behind bars out in the rest of the world, his daughter, Rose, is kinda sorta hearing her own voices. You see, she's unbeknowingly been dressing up as an avenging angel by the name of Willow, starting a gang war with a bunch of triads. Only Willow was a real person, at least at some point in history. It was the name of an ancient Hmong warrior princess, and now seemingly her spirit is invading Ravager's body. She can't seem to control it, and because of that, her friends, everyone she's ever done business with are marked for death by the triads. Now back at the hospital, Deathstroke is asked to face his most deadly opponent to date, and that is group therapy. Only, you know, this isn't regular boring group therapy where you sit around, drink bad coffee, and talk about your issues. No, this is super cool state-of-the-art VR group therapy. Oh, so this is what Arkham Asylum is spending all its grants from the Wayne Foundation on, instead of replacing the locks that are literally held together with tape and chewing gum. This is also a really clever idea that Christopher Priest has dreamed up for all your favorite comic book villains to sit around in a circle in costume, even though they shouldn't be because they're in prison. What's Slade's takeaway from therapy? Man, I might be a remorseless, amoral killing machine, but wow, you guys are nuts. You belong here. It's also here we're introduced to a brand new character who goes by the handle Spaceman. He's a teleporter who claims to have been abducted by aliens. He also seems to be able to break the fourth wall because he gives the Wakanda Forever salute, which is pretty hilarious when we consider Christopher Priest is still probably best known for his Black Panther work at Marvel. Figuring that he's had just enough caring and sharing, Deathstroke plots his escape by using the schematics that his possible hallucination of Wintergreen has been trying to push on him. Much to Slade's surprise, the schematics seem to be 100% on the money, and even more surprising still, Spaceman is escaping too around the same time. Yeah, wouldn't you know it, everything looks to be coming up Deathstroke, well, except for the fact that he gets caught by one of the guard towers. Only, wait, Arkham Asylum doesn't have guard towers, that's an alien tractor beam. To which, as the comic winds down, Spaceman hilariously says, and this is why they'll never make a movie about you. Ooh, that sounds like a challenge is what that sounds like. And so that was Deathstroke issue number 36, everybody, and overall, after the kind of very uneven Batman story that preceded, I'm happy to see Christopher Priest more or less get back on track by writing the Arkham-centric story that was totally supposed to follow. The only big problem is that the momentum feels kinda gone from me. There's a lot of admirable annotation work put in this issue to try and remind you who everyone is, where their loyalties lie, and who's trying to screw over Deathstroke for what reasons, but really it's come to the point where even I have to rack my brain to remember, and I've read every other issue. It is interesting to see Deathstroke struggle with his own sanity. He has a lot of shortcomings as a human being, but at least he always knew what was going on in his head. Ultimately, I'd give this issue a 7 out of 10. I hope it hits the ground running and reminds me and everyone else why this was such a sleeper hit at DC in my mind. Hey there everyone, it's your old pal Cape Joel again. I want to thank you so much for watching to the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, why not take a look at some of these other videos I have available from the channel. Then you can follow me on Twitter and Facebook at Cape Joel, so you're always up to date on what I'm doing next. And hey, if you're in the market for some cheap comic books, might I recommend Book Depository? They're my favorite place to get cheap comic book trades, and if you use my link down in the description, not only will you save a bundle by not having to pay a cent for shipping, but everything you do buy goes to support me in the channel. So you win, I win, everybody wins, right? And until next time everyone, this has been Cape Joel, and I'm going to continue making comic book videos that smack of greatness. Bye-bye.